Detach to decide clearly. Most bad decisions feel right in the moment. That's why people make them. Emotion creates urgency. Urgency kills clarity. That's the key. If you cannot detach emotionally before deciding, you are gambling with your future. Most people decide while attached to outcomes, attached to approval, attached to fear, attached to desire. And attachment distorts perception. You have a choice. You can decide from emotion, or you can decide from discipline. One feels natural. The other is effective. Detachment is not indifference. It is distance. Distance between feeling and choice. Without that distance, emotion votes, and emotion always votes short-term. Let's talk about fear-based decisions. Fear narrows options. It whispers urgency. It exaggerates consequences. It rushes action. Fear says, do something now. Discipline says, see clearly first. When fear drives decisions, people settle. They stay. They accept less, not because it's right, but because it's comfortable. That's not safety. That's stagnation. Detachment allows you to see fear without obeying it. You feel it. You don't follow it. That's the key. Now let's talk about desire-based decisions. Desire also clouds judgment. Excitement speeds you up. Optimism blinds you. Attachment makes you ignore warning signs. People commit too early, spend too much, trust too fast. Not because they're foolish, but because they're attached. Attachment says, I want this to work. Detachment asks, is this working? Big difference. Detachment removes fantasy from the equation, and clarity always beats fantasy. You don't need their permission to slow down before deciding. You don't need their permission to say, not yet. That's the key. Now consider ego-based decisions. Ego wants to prove, to win, to protect identity. Ego hates losing face, so people double down, escalate conflicts, defend bad choices, not because it's smart, but because retreat feels humiliating. Detachment dissolves ego. When you are detached, being wrong doesn't threaten you. Correcting course becomes strength, not shame. That's discipline. Let's make this practical. Before any important decision, you will now follow a rule. No decision at emotional peak. Not when angry, not when excited, not when afraid. Peak emotion is the worst time to choose. You wait. You let the emotion settle. You create distance. That distance restores perspective. You have a choice. Delay is not indecision. Delay is strategy. Most people rush because they are uncomfortable sitting with uncertainty. But uncertainty is not danger. It's information pending. Detachment allows you to tolerate uncertainty without panicking. That's the key. Here is a concrete decision-making framework you will use. Step 1. Label the emotion. Say it clearly. I feel anxious. I feel excited. I feel pressured. Labeling creates separation. Step 2. Remove yourself temporarily. Sleep on it. Walk. Breathe. Time filters emotion. Step 3. Ask one question. If I were calm and unattached, what would I choose? Not what feels good, not what avoids discomfort, what preserves long-term control. That's discipline. Now let's apply this to relationships. Most emotional damage in relationships comes from decisions made while attached. Texts sent too quickly, boundaries crossed too easily, red flags ignored. Attachment says, I don't want to lose this. Detachment says, I don't want to lose myself. Detachment protects standards. It allows you to observe behavior without rationalizing it. You stop making excuses. You start seeing patterns, and patterns reveal truth. That's the key. Detachment does not mean coldness, it means clarity. You can care deeply without being controlled. Care with control is maturity. Care without control is chaos. Now apply this to money. Emotion and money are a dangerous combination. Fear causes hoarding. Excitement causes recklessness. Ego causes overspending. Detachment restores logic. You stop chasing highs. You stop reacting to losses. You act based on principles, not moods. Principles compound. Moods fluctuate. That's the key. Now apply this to career decisions. Most people hate their jobs not because of the job, but because of emotional decisions made early. They chose comfort over growth, approval over alignment, speed over strategy. Detachment allows long-term thinking. You stop asking, how does this make me feel today? You start asking, who does this turn me into? That question changes everything. You don't need their permission to choose growth over comfort. That's the key. Now, let's address a misconception. Detachment is not permanent distance. It's temporary distance for clarity. You detach to decide. Then you commit fully. That's strength. Undetached people hesitate. Detached people decide and then execute. Execution without emotional interference is powerful. Here's a rule to anchor this chapter. Never make permanent decisions from temporary emotions. Say it again. Never make permanent decisions from temporary emotions. Emotion passes. Consequences remain. Detachment protects you from regret. This will feel uncomfortable at first, because emotional attachment feels like passion, like intensity, like being alive. But intensity without discipline is volatility. Volatility destroys consistency. Consistency builds power. That's the key. So you train detachment daily. You practice stepping back mentally. You practice delaying responses. You practice observing before acting. Each time you do, you sharpen judgment. And sharp judgment changes outcomes. You've now learned how to feel without following. Pause instead of react. Stay calm under pressure. Refuse to outsource your mood. Use silence. Train through pain. Build daily discipline. And now, detach to decide clearly. One final layer remains, because clarity is useless if you are inconsistent with yourself. You need internal reliability. You need to trust your own behavior. You need to become predictable to yourself and unreadable to others. You've built clarity. Now, let's build consistency. Become predictable to yourself, unreadable to others. There is a form of power that almost no one talks about: internal reliability. It's the ability to trust yourself, to know how you will act under pressure, to know you won't betray your own standards. That's the key. Most people are unpredictable to themselves. They promise discipline, then abandon it when emotions shift. They plan carefully, then sabotage themselves impulsively. They don't fail because of lack of knowledge, they fail because of inconsistency. Emotional inconsistency destroys self-trust. And without self-trust, confidence is fake. You have a choice. You can continue being emotionally inconsistent, or you can become reliable to yourself. And when you do, something changes. You stop negotiating with impulses. You stop second-guessing decisions. You stop being surprised by your own behavior. That stability is strength. Predictable to yourself means your values don't change with your mood. Your standards don't fluctuate with stress. Your behavior is boring in the best way. Boring is dependable. Dependable is powerful. That's the key. Let's talk about internal contracts. Every time you tell yourself you'll do something and don't, you weaken authority. Not publicly, internally. Your mind learns that your word is optional. And once your word is optional, discipline collapses. So emotional mastery requires strict internal honesty. If you say you will pause, you pause. If you say you will stay calm, you stay calm. If you say you will remain silent, you remain silent. No exceptions based on emotion. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Consistency builds trust. Trust builds confidence. That's the key. Now here's the paradox. As you become predictable to yourself, you become unreadable to others. Because emotional people leak patterns. They show when they're angry, when they're insecure, when they're desperate. They telegraph reactions. That makes them easy to manipulate. Disciplined people don't leak. Their tone stays steady. Their behavior stays controlled. Their emotions stay contained. So others can't predict their next move. That's not deception, that's composure. Unreadability protects leverage. People can't rush you, they can't provoke you, they can't corner you emotionally, because they don't know what will move you. That's power. You don't need their permission to be composed. You don't need their permission to withhold reaction. That's the key. Let's talk about emotional tells. Most people have them. Raised voice, faster speech, defensive posture, over-explaining. These tells reveal insecurity. Once revealed, they're used against you. Not maliciously always, often unconsciously. People push where they get response. Remove the response, and the pressure disappears. That's discipline. Becoming unreadable is not about being cold. It's about being regulated. Your internal state does not spill outward. You choose what to reveal. That choice preserves authority. Now let's talk about standards. Predictability to yourself requires non-negotiables, rules you do not break regardless of mood. Examples: you do not respond while emotional. You do not argue when angry. You do not explain yourself under pressure. You do not chase validation. These are rules, not suggestions. Rules remove decision fatigue. When rules exist, emotion loses influence. That's the key. Most people make decisions in the moment. Disciplined people follow pre-made rules. Rules protect you from yourself. Now consider stress. Stress exposes inconsistency. When pressure rises, people abandon principles. They react, they compromise, they regress. But disciplined people become more consistent under stress, not less. Why? Because stress is not new territory. They've trained for it. They've rehearsed restraint. They've practiced silence. They've endured discomfort. So when stress hits, they default to discipline. That's internal reliability. Now let's be honest. This level of control will make some people uncomfortable. They won't know where they stand. They won't know how to influence you. They may accuse you of being distant, cold, hard to read. That's fine. Your job is not to be easy to read. Your job is to be solid. Stability beats likability. That's the key. Here's a simple daily reinforcement. At the end of each day, ask yourself one question. Did my actions match my standards today? Not your intentions, not your feelings, your actions. If the answer is no, correct it tomorrow, without drama, without guilt, just discipline. Guilt is emotional. Correction is practical. That's the key. Now understand this. As you become predictable to yourself, something powerful happens. Your anxiety decreases. Your confidence stabilizes. Your reactions slow. Because you trust yourself. You know you won't spiral. You know you won't collapse emotionally. You know you'll handle it. That trust is quiet, but it's unshakable. Others sense it. They don't know why, but they respect it. Because consistency communicates strength. You've now built something rare. You control emotions. You pause before reacting. You stay calm. You guard your mood. You use silence. You train through pain.
You practice daily discipline. You detach to decide clearly. And now you are reliable to yourself and unreadable to others. There is only one thing left: maintenance. Because emotional mastery is not a finish line, it's a practice, a lifelong one. You've built the system, now you must maintain it. And that is the final test.
Emotional mastery is lifelong. There's no finish line, no final level, no moment where emotions disappear forever, no day where discipline becomes automatic and effortless. Emotional mastery is lifelong. That's the key. The moment you believe you've arrived, you begin to decline. Because control is not achieved once, it is maintained daily, deliberately, without exception. Most people fail here, not because they are incapable, but because they become careless. They relax standards. They stop paying attention. They assume control will sustain itself. It won't. You have a choice. You can treat emotional mastery as a phase, or you can treat it as a practice. Phases end, practices endure. That's the difference between temporary improvement and permanent strength. Let's be clear. Life will keep testing you. New pressure, new people, new environments, new responsibilities. Each new level introduces new emotional challenges. What worked before must be maintained and refined. That's discipline. Emotional mastery is not about eliminating emotion. It's about relationship to emotion. And that relationship must be managed continuously. You experience emotions. You are not emotions. Never forget that. Now let's talk about complacency. Complacency is subtle. It doesn't announce itself. It shows up as small exceptions. Just this once. It's been a long day. I deserve to react. And slowly, standards erode. One emotional outburst becomes two. One impulsive reaction becomes habit. One excuse becomes identity. That's how control is lost. Not all at once, but quietly. That's the danger. Discipline requires vigilance, not obsession. Awareness. You watch yourself, not with judgment, with clarity. That's the key. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You will never outgrow the need for discipline. No amount of success removes it. No level of confidence replaces it. No intelligence exempts you from it. If anything, success increases the stakes. More attention, more pressure, more temptation. Without discipline, success amplifies weakness. With discipline, success amplifies stability. You have a choice. Now let's talk about relapse. Yes, relapse. You will slip. You will react emotionally sometimes. You will say too much. You will feel overwhelmed. That does not mean you failed. It means you're human. The difference is what you do next. Undisciplined people justify relapse. Disciplined people correct it immediately. No spiraling, no self-pity, no excuses. Correction is quiet. You notice the mistake. You adjust. You move on. That's the key. Emotional mastery is not about perfection. It's about speed of recovery. How quickly you return to center. How fast you regain control. That's strength. Now let's talk about identity. At some point, discipline must stop feeling like effort and start feeling like identity. Not, I'm trying to be calm, but I am calm. Not, I'm working on control, but I don't react. Identity shapes behavior faster than motivation ever will. So you begin to see yourself differently. You are not the emotional one. You are not the reactive one. You are not the volatile one. You are the steady one, the deliberate one, the disciplined one. That identity reinforces behavior, and behavior reinforces identity. That's the loop. Now let's talk about environment. Your environment will either support mastery or challenge it. Some environments are chaotic, emotionally loud, reactive. You don't always get to choose your environment, but you always get to choose your response. You don't absorb chaos. You don't mirror instability. You remain regulated. That consistency makes you stand out, not loudly, quietly. And quiet strength is the hardest to shake. You don't need their permission to maintain your standards. You don't need their permission to remain composed. That's the key. Now let's talk about aging with discipline. As you get older, emotional mastery becomes even more valuable. Energy decreases, time compresses, tolerance for drama disappears. Those who never learned control become bitter, reactive, exhausted. Those who did become calm, grounded, clear. Discipline compounds. It saves energy. It preserves focus. It protects peace. Peace is not weakness. Peace is efficiency. And efficiency is power. Now anchor this chapter with a daily principle. Every day, ask yourself, what version of me am I reinforcing today? The reactive one or the disciplined one? Every choice votes. Every pause counts. Every restraint strengthens the system. You are always training something. Make sure it's control. That's the key. Let's bring this full circle. You learned that emotions are signals, not commands. You learned to pause instead of react. You learned that calm is a weapon. You stopped outsourcing your mood. You used silence as discipline. You trained through pain. You built daily habits. You detached to decide clearly. You became predictable to yourself and unreadable to others. This final chapter is about commitment, because knowledge without commitment fades. You must choose again and again to uphold standards. No one will enforce them for you. There is no external referee, only you. You have a choice. Every morning, every interaction, every trigger. You either act with discipline or you surrender control. That's not dramatic, that's reality. Emotional mastery is not glamorous. It's repetitive, it's quiet, it's often invisible, but it changes everything. Your relationships improve, your decisions sharpen, your confidence stabilizes, your presence strengthens, and most importantly, you stop being owned by moments. You own yourself. That is the goal. Not perfection, not emotional numbness, ownership. And ownership is maintained for life. This audiobook was not meant to entertain you. It was meant to condition you. So here is your final directive. Do not look for moments to apply discipline. Apply discipline in every moment. Pause before reacting. Feel without following. Stay calm. Stay silent when needed. Endure discomfort. Detach to decide. Be consistent with yourself. You don't need their permission. You never did. Master your emotions, or they will master you. The choice is yours, and it always will be.